All right, everybody, let's get into it. Big stuff. Huge week ahead. And we're here to talk about the crypto moon and what's about to begin for the rest of the year. Exciting stuff. Bitcoin, 57,000, everyone. Moment of silence, please. A brief applause. Golf clap, if you will. Amazing stuff, right? Feels like we've been on a long journey to this point, but actually I think it's just about to begin. So great to see everybody today. What's going on? Evan, Jonas, Victoria, Austin, Mr. Ken, David, Miss Stephanie, Drew, Iwan, Red. What's going on, everybody? Great to see you. Coming on back. Big stuff. Big stuff. I really think that this is not a surprise. Not a surprise. It's just really gauging how this is going to stair step up to the big targets. Price discovery 1618 to 103. Let's talk about this number. Let's talk about Bitcoin 1618. I'm going to say it's like right about 102, 102,000, 101,000. Now, everyone's going to talk psychologically about 100K, but we know differently, and we also know that what's shaping up here is setting up for an overshoot. It's just a question of where's the B point going to come? Where is B point going to come? And if we're going to stick to the harmonic pattern framework, these are the type of questions you should ask yourself. Ask yourself proportional questions, questions about measurements, and, phases, moves, type 1s, type 2s. Where are we within this amazing framework? Because right now, I think it's a foregone conclusion that the 886 on Bitcoin is primed, ready to go for 62K Friday. We were saying, maybe it'll get there by the halving. 62, 63K. This is what happens when you get into, the cycle. We've been here before, and we should not be surprised. Michael Saylor's sitting back today having his cappuccino saying, I told you guys. And he buys 3,000 more Bitcoin. Well done. Well played. HarmonicTrader.com is the place to start and get the software. Free 2-week trial. Go to Harmonic Trader. Become a basic member. Okay. Send your username, TradingView username, to hpc at sr-analyst.com. I did put together the details. Look, March 21. Let me get that down. March 21. It's a Thursday. So in the morning on that Thursday, we're going to do another crypto pre-halving presentation. So anybody that has purchased the program or you subscribe now, you guys will get a free month gold membership to come to that presentation. We're going to update the long-term portfolio we laid out in early December. We should have done it in November. Talk about that anyway. It doesn't matter. And then we'll review some of the short-term trading strategies, especially things that are working, like 4-hour patterns with daily oversolds. We'll get into a few today, but all of it starts there. So get the software. Anyone that's in here that doesn't have the software, you're wasting your time. All right, and then subscribe to all the other stuff. So get the trials. All right, that's done. March 21, that's our next presentation. Okay, Bitcoin. What's the plan? I mean, the plan hasn't changed. The plan all along has been a price discovery 1618 expansion to 102,000 in the next, from 15 months. So we were saying November to the end of January 2025, maybe leaking over into February. So how do we get there? Well, the only thing, and this has been the obvious, really since we violated that 48.6, this has been the obvious target for this segment. And we'll run that, like I said, 62, and it's not even weeks, it's days. It could happen tonight, it could happen tomorrow, it could happen next week, but it's not going to take more than a month. This will happen obviously pre-halving, and then we'll see, because I really think we've seen some remarkable models where if you break out to all-time highs by the halving or before the halving, then it's gangbusters. So just follow that, understand, let's compartmentalize our levels and focus on the 886. All right, it's just been an amazing run. Daily looks like this. And remember, I think I talked about this with my group. HSI, folks, it recorded a bullish daily check back continuation signal yesterday at 41.5 and then does a 10% move. Let that also be a lesson going forward. Don't be afraid of high-level HSI continuation signals like this. I mean, everything you want to see is there. So until HSI, Harmonic Strength Index, gets back to the other side, it's just continuing. It doesn't stop. So the other thing that doesn't stop, that has been probably one of the best reads so far of 2024, has been this latest Ethereum move. And boy, this thing is just 3,400, right? What do you think? 3,400. Ever since this yet another daily HSI, check it out. Remember this at 22, 2250? This is how you fail a pattern, folks. And this is also something we probably need to discuss in that session coming up about failed patterns. How do we treat it? How do we run with it? Because that's textbook. And the big targets, you know, it was 33.98. No, come on, let's get our crab pattern. Where's the crab? There's the crab. No, that's another bat. Sorry. You know, and I've been looking at this. I know we talked about this crab pattern all along. Some others are showing a bat pattern. That's okay. But 33.95 is still target 2. And that's where you're going. At a minimum. We haven't done this in a while, but let's entertain Ethereum's 1618. Where is the 1618 on Ethereum? It's been a little while, but Ethereum's 1618, if I can get it into the picture, nope. Amazing. Let's get that scale right. 1618. 7,500. 7,500. So more than a double from current levels. I'm not saying jump it yet, but that would be our price discovery upside objective. The other thing, the only thing I'm really looking at on Ethereum is it's 618. Again, 3,400 is massive. So what Ethereum's going to do at 3,400 will dictate the whole run. Personally, I think if we can blow it out and do a strong move, and you start printing like 3550, 3580 or something, forget about it. It's just like Bitcoin. It's going to play a catch-up move, go to the 886 at 45, and then set up for the big breakout. It's huge. And you know what? I really think we have to kind of just get a little perspective. When you go back and you look at this as a long-term chart, That is a beautiful uptrend. I mean, this is textbook. This could be NASDAQ 1999, makes a low at 2002, stabilizes for a couple of years, and then launches. So these long-term charts, they are really, I think it's this cycle is even potentially stronger because we are well above. We didn't do a full 886 retest of this prior move, that 2020 move. Let's blow it up, make it really big, because I think these are the subtle differences between cycles that are going to give us or really effective gauges of what this possibly can do. Can we really go to a 1618 on Ethereum? What was that cycle check back? It was probably like a 786. Even if that was a 786 and it goes to a 127, you're still looking for a price discovery move, and you still get yourself like double where you are currently. These are minimum objectives. Minimum. And yes, Red's reading my mind. Thank you. He was saying, well, what about a 314? Well, let's take it in chunks and steps, and let's just line up the symmetry here of what that massive weekly, we could even probably do it on a monthly, suggests, versus if we were going to go to the prior cycle. All right, check it out. That was a full reset. Oh, let's not do that yet. Let's do this. So this is important just to be aware of. There you go. Full. Where's 886? It was like there. Yeah, Ethereum 886 at 120 at what was it, 125 or something, and then it does a full 90-something%. So that's a full reset. That's different than what happened this previous cycle. The fact that we held well above that, we could almost say, yeah, minimum 127. This is at a much higher level. The chances to do something even more substantial than just a 127, I think are even better than last cycle because of that retracement and the symmetry. What we're getting at and what we really want to see when we're doing these big weekly projections, think of it this way. Is this just going to be a big A to B, C point retracement, and then a D? Happens a lot. Happens a lot. But we can, we can stair step our way up to there. And then what is like 314? Can't even get up there. 314, let's say we have a crazy cycle. Crazy cycle, 314, Ethereum gets to like 12.5, 12.9. I'm just trying to lay out crazy ideas of crazy measurements. Why? Because we've seen it before. You have this kind of a phenomenon where on that last cycle, full 90%, 886, there's the 1618. It was just getting started at 2300, and then where'd it go? 314 was right at 4300, 4400. 314 is going to be a big number as we get into the second half of the year. And you're not going to want to get out. That's the amazing thing about the 314. You ride one of those, it's not easy to get out because you're deer in headlights saying it's going to keep going. No, that would be our maximum. That would be absolute maximum. I don't really care beyond that. But I think let's just focus on the minimum metrics like 886. Go back, retest at 45. Couple others, big ones. Where was, sorry. Here's Cardano. So Cardano is getting to be a real interesting chart. There on the monthly, it's pretty nice. I think that's about as ideal as you want to see. The weekly looks like this. And I want to see what happens here with Cardano. Are we going to fail 61.5? Because it seems like it's really capping this for now. HSI is nowhere to be found. So if we start seeing Cardano try to reach for the upper limits like 70, 72, don't be surprised. Okay? Cracking above this now. Larger possibilities, they'll have to, come only after 72. But once you clear 72, then it opens it up. And this will be something I will talk about on that presentation on the 21st. Because there's different ways to play this. Cardano, I mean, this is a really great example. All right, obvious pattern off the low. But once you get above 72, or you fail that pattern, and that's what we're looking for here, then the larger weekly time frame is like 125, 130. You kick it up to the next time frame. So focus on that. We still have pullbacks along the way, but big things are absolutely coming together. A few things I want to highlight, just subtle yet significant harmonic situations. Axie Infinity. So this has been, you're probably like, why are you focusing so much on this one? It's real sneaky. But this bat pattern that completed back in May had a really subtle type 2 retest on it. And no confirmation, which is a shame because it would have been perfect. But still, I'm looking for this whole range to get busted out. Get out of this. That's a much better chart. This long-term base to finally get set loose and start to march up. And I think this is like Solana and Avalanche and a couple others. But the fact that we were able to clip that bat pattern, hold on, there you go. And we have steadily been climbing off of that. Just get your eyes on this one. Get your eyes on this, okay? That one, things that have yet to move. I mean, we could look at all kinds of stuff. Want to highlight things that are starting to move. Zcash, all right, now it's at almost 30. When we were talking about this, it was at 20. But let this be yet another example of things that don't seem like they're doing much, but they have a lot of patterns behind them. It's just a matter of time. And probably number one is XRP. XRP with this type 2 Gartley. Do not fret. That's a beautiful, if not perfect, type 2. 52 cents has been it. Now we're popping. Well done. Look, I think once we clear out of here, this will catch the bid that everybody wants. So stay strong in those positions. You hear me, Justin? You hear me, Dream? Come on, guys. That is a beautiful chart. I mean, we'll blow it up. We'll make that really big and just gander at that Gartley. It's a beautiful one. So XRP, stay with it. All good. If not textbook. If not textbook. A few more. So, big things that are starting to move. VeChain. I've been long a load of this, and it's felt like exactly that. It's felt like a load. It's felt like XRP, but now starting to move. And I think we will see 12 cents, 11.8, target one. Why do I say that? Because we have seen the likes of things like Chili's finally start to catch that bid. I mean, this has been a forever crypto. Look at that. And that's yet another beautiful long-term breakout where this is just started. I mean, look, you have cleared all conceivable downtrend constraints. It's beautiful. Couple more. Couple more. Another one. Things that have yet to move with patterns, though. I mentioned this a long time back. Crypto.com. Okay. We have, was it weekly? Where is it? It was a butterfly down here. Long term. I think it was this one. Hold on. Big patterns, all at like 9 cents. There you go. So here's another one with, we know the deal. I mean, we know that this is just, you know, it's a matter of time. It's basing accumulation. But once this thing breaks out, it will go like the rest. And there's so many of these that have played catch up in the recent week or two. How about was it Coty? Remember Coty? Remember that little kind of sleepy thing? It was like, oh yeah, maybe around 7 cents or something. It goes to 28. So this is what's going on. This is what's going on. I mean, in a great fashion. A few other ones. Curve, real T-coin material with big fat patterns. It's just you're going to have to wait it out in terms of time for the masses to come around to your coin, but here you go. A couple others. Theta. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know that one, but I have heard people talking about that. That thing has been running recently. Theta token. Nice one. All right. But Theta, like the rest of these, it was a big crab down at the low. Hop was 77. Target 1. Oh, look at that. 230. Kissed it exactly. What about weekly? When did this do last cycle? Oof. How about that one? Oh, man, nice. Okay. I think we did look at this a long time ago. That's like VE chain. But that's a beautiful pattern. Target 1 on the weekly is 662. Looking good, though. You know what else? We need to catch up on those swap style, like synthetics and sushi swap. Again, if you're under your XA level, you have yet to move, and we're just doing a delayed accumulation on a lot of these. But synthetics, after that Uniswap move, we mentioned this last week, it's just a matter of time, 360 or under. All good. Couple others. Here's Solana doing not much yet. This will probably start running, I think, after Bitcoin gets into all-time new highs. I think people will FOMO into that. It's not going to come down. We thought it would come down for the Type 2 at 47.90. Hasn't gotten above the target 1 yet. That's pretty interesting. So maybe we are in a 30-week pause on Solana. Keep an eye on that one. A couple of the others, remember the patterns, like we were talking about patterns that have yet to move kind of a thing, and a bunch of them did move. Or what was the, hold on. Oh, yeah. So check out Gala. Check out Gala, folks. Remember Gala at 2.2 cents? And it was a shark right at 2 cents. Well, there you go. And when Gala gets above 4, it will not look back. In fact, that's an amazing type too. I would say 4.5 cents on Gala, folks. You stay long that. I'm still long. I threw, I think, like 7 or 10K into that at the lows. And so I'll write it. A couple others. Here's this frac share, FXS. This was a shark. We brought this up last week, and I mean, right 842. It's perfect. Now we make that run back above 1050. Oh, there's so many of these. So many of these. Stay with them. I mean, look, the challenge is getting from entry to target. Here's Phantom. Wasn't that another shark? I think so. Let me come back to that. Filecoin. Probably will have its day soon. There you go. 5 to 8. These are great 50, 60% movers. Go to a 4-hour chart. Just wait for your next oversold yellow dot. I think that's going to move too because check out the price recovery possibilities. You know, that's 3, that's 8, but if this base gives it up and we finally get going, there's a whole lot of price recovery to attempt. A lot. Really, really nice. So stay with those. A couple of the others that have run, like Fetch AI, boy, look at that chart. We're going to have to watch Fetch AI. It's an all-time bat pattern. I don't know why that didn't give it up. And look at that. I mean, perfect 1 and 2. So overcooked at the moment, but could still go higher. I'm simply going to wait on these 4-hour pullbacks for stuff like this. If you're looking for another entry, especially with those AI. I mean, the AI has jumped in the last week. Remember AGIX? Now it's coming off. That's good, but we will get another oversold pretty soon. These could be setting up where, all right, let's get a 4-hour pattern like down there and then get a complex structure here and start to turn up. You're a couple days away from that. No problem. Bat. We haven't looked at bat in a long time. We have a bat on bat? I think we do have a bat on bat. Bat looks like this. Basic attention. I really like this thing. Weekly on bat. What looks like, what data feed? Are you sure it's weekly? Daily is a type 2. Let me see here. Yeah, I like this is another one. 23 cents off that shark pattern, but probably needs a little time. Here's one, Balancer. Okay, this is relatively new, but had a bunch of stuff at $4. And it just did a type 2. So this is another one where maybe this thing is price recovery range. You're at 4. I mean, why not pop to 20? What was the, hold on, I had something there on Balancer, BAL. Yeah, it's the bat pattern. It's this thing. That was a type 2, by the way. A little mini type 2 inside of this bigger one. That's what it was. So, okay, a little late, but you're a buck off of that. Bat on bat, yep. Binance Coin. We just looked at Sol, Max. We're in a 30-week pause on Sol. No doubt about it. It'll take its time. Couple more. How about Doji? Starting to make another move. I think that's just another sympathy play. You got patterns down there, but there's probably better stuff. I'm a big fan of Doge, believe it or not, for a lot of reasons. I'm holding Doge, but it's going to take a lot of market cap to move this thing. I'd rather stick with the T coin, 1 billion and less. One or two new stuff. I'm looking at this DYM. DYM looks like, is it Dimension? It's Dimension on a daily, or was it DYP? Oh man, it escapes me. Another one. I'm looking at so many of these for obvious reasons. I'll have to come back to that. Forget that. Forget that one. Or was it this DREP? I'll come back to that. Yeah, let's segue. I'll jump over to stocks. Let's go to the miners. The miners, or any of those stocks. Coinbase. 197. Did we hit 210 in the pre-market? Because that was target one all along. Boy, I think let me see here. We might have kissed that in the pre-market. 210. That's amazing. 210. It's target one off of the big crab. Interesting. All right, for now. That's good for now. A little pause maybe, but hell of a move. Stinking with the C's. Look at Clean Spark. Up big. So I got to say this. If these pull back 20%, don't be surprised. From here, we're hitting some levels. Clean Spark, at least in the short term, Clean Spark is that remarkable. We hit target one on the weekly. Maybe we go to 28. We don't have any confirmation yet, but we're getting up there. If you're not in on these, we'll get another pullback. You'll get another opportunity. And that's just like Riot. I mean, Riot's getting up there. Another 60, 70% move. 10 back to 16. Hasn't broken out of this congestion phase, but you're probably like one strong week away from printing the candle you need to see. A couple others. Mara, MicroStrategy. Where'd you go there? Oh, look at that. So strategy's doing the move. 932. We shouldn't be surprised on any of this. On none of this. And 932 is like you could buy it now and we'll be there in a few days, if not tomorrow. And we know that 886 at 1200 has been the target all along. Stick with it. I mean, that's just, these are rocking. I don't. It's not a surprise. I mean, GBTC just. This is. See, this is when I see a pattern like that rocketing in a type 1 fashion. We didn't get the big pattern in the spot price, but we sure got it on these ETFs. If it was Ethereum or Litecoin or Bitcoin or others, that this pattern going off that strong and blowing out every level suggests 886 is easy at 55, 1618 at 90 on GBTC. Doesn't matter. This is the definition of patterns looking left. You have a massive pattern here. And when we break out of the top end like that, you're really not going to be surprised. When you see that go through and you say, all right, well, what reasons do I have to think that that could continue? Well, that and this whole move, like massive explosion. Think of that as like a rocket trying to get into outer space. This is your, right here. Okay. That's stratospheric. Get through the stratosphere, break through it into space, and go price discovery. That's what's going on. So I think it's happening faster than a lot of people are prepared for. We have more evidence behind us of stronger consolidation structures that targeting these 1618s, it's not a crazy idea. So that's just you stay with it. You buy, you hold, you run. A couple others like that BTBT someone mentioned. I think that's kind of one of these lesser known ones. We've talked about this massive pattern. It will run in sympathy. You're just kind of getting that beat up. Every 4 is the top end, 3 is the bottom end. It'll bust out eventually. That's like this one too. This SDIG. SDIG has a couple daily patterns here. Stronghold digital. But look at that bat pattern. T2 printing. It's kind of like Riot, where Riot was when it retested 10 for the last time. That one's just primed. Looking good. BTC back over 57K right now. Again, there. Look at that. Before I get onto the major markets, that's just strong. Like huge move today. 2,500, maybe up almost 3,000 by tonight. And it's going up here, probing these levels, and you're not getting knocked down. That's what's interesting about the last 2 days, 48 hours. Pretty interesting stuff. Let's jump to the Qs. They're not doing much today, but I'm not really too concerned. We know this stuff has just been on a tear. You're waiting for your next 4-hour oversold signal. And we had some patterns here. He had these just a week ago. And now we're just kind of pausing out up here. And remember, we are at a deep crab. That's why it's getting a little heavy. I thought we could possibly break out this morning. It just didn't do it yet. So where's the real breakout move? I would say anywhere, any close above 439. And that could happen really soon. Just let that kind of settle out. Don't be surprised if it's another day or so. Check out where HSI is coming now. You're getting down there. So we could hit that soon without, and you just need to go sideways, maybe down a little bit, but I like what's going on there. I also like the fact that this amplified reading is a complex structure. So if it's not going to bottom this afternoon, I would expect maybe tomorrow. And I'm really honing in on this for the big run into the end of the quarter. And I think there's going to be a massive run that not only gets us to 445, but takes us above 445. 445 is this big hop level on the shark. Okay, we have a yellow dot. What does that mean? That's if we have a bearish week, the yellow dot will print. And that is confirmation, but it's early. I think we're going to push it. That would not even be official until Friday. But 445, it's begging for that test. So let's hit it. Let's get it, set it up. I mean, the weekly is not even anywhere close to triggering anything or confirming anything yet. And with as strong as this has been, 445 hop level is not a crazy thing to be hit before we go. And we've seen, you've seen the big ones. You've seen like SMH, all right, breaking out. This is what it looks like to take out a hop level without confirmation. SMH had a big hop level at 170. You hit it, you pause, and you kept on going higher. That's what you're looking for on Qs. If we were looking at the Qs, we'd be like here with still that hop to hit. So still a little bit more on this. And you go to the big ones like Nvidia. I mean, it's you're 792. You're just doing nothing really. I mean, you're holding up at 800, but it's not coming off. I mean, that thing post earnings made the run, zero profit taking. That's why I think you got to target 3618 at 965. 314 at this point 850 sets up the lower end range for that target, which is $60 higher now. So this stuff, it's not overbought yet. Look at Nvidia on the weekly. Look at this HSI value. Look at Amplified. These are still screaming in your overbought, expanding. They would have to roll over before you even consider that thing cooked for now. Stay with that. Stay with those semis. I'm looking at things, even like, look, remember Super Micro? And we were like thinking, that's crazy at 300. And so, Super Micro then went to 1,000. And now it's, back down. But I think this is another one where this is a massive breakout here that we will see higher prices. We have to digest that. That's all. You have to digest what's going on right there. A couple others. Bearish dots in a bull trend. Well, the bearish dots, and that's really, so the comment is, what does it mean to have bearish dots when you're in a bullish trend? Yes, a pause. When we're in a strong bullish trend, we want to see a dot. Like if we're running and running and running, and you don't get a dot, it means that the individual price action still hasn't even set up to roll over. Where we are now, we haven't even officially registered being overbought. So stay with it, and as long as that continues, which it is, I'd say go to the 4-hour time frame like this and look for stuff like, right here, Super Micro had a yellow dot. What was that? It was yesterday. Or what was that? No, sorry, a week ago, Wednesday. At around 750, 730. Now we have a bearish one, but let's just trigger off those 4 hours. Couple others. Go to the SPY, broader market. Holding up. We're going to get a high-level HSI, high-level continuation signal really soon on the SPY. So if it's, I think it's either later today or tomorrow. And it looks like this. You're down here, really close on that 4 hour. And again, we've talked about why we're using the 4 hour last week, because it is the time frame that really gauges those intraday pullbacks against our longer term plan of the 1618 extension on the weekly, where we're just stair stepping. Come up, down, get oversold it like a 618 and continue higher. This is great because you have a complex formation. So you're almost there, hitting the minimum 50% pullback to set up. But I think it's, you're 2 hours, 30 minutes till that next bar basically takes you to late this afternoon. I would say look for that turnaround probably tomorrow morning. So all good. It's just another in the process of the stair step. And this is still, like Bitcoin, like the other crypto and price discovery measurements, targets. There you go. I mean, we have a weekly deep crab, perfect deep crab, to set you up to go to 565. But we know, look, along the way, it's never straight up. And I think it's important just to just kind of run this through your brain that, look, you're up, you know, you're up 15, you're down 8, you're up another 15 or so or 20, you're down 10. Up 15, 20, down 8 or 10, up 15 or 20, down 8 or 10. Here we go again. We're up 15, down 8 or 10. So that was 510 at the top. Let's get to 502. And that's how we stair step all the way up. So focus on that. And get ready for that next test to come in, because I think, SPY, it's on a straight line. You're not going to stop. You're going to keep going. So talking about something that's not stopping is crude oil. And we're really getting close to this thing getting into a breakout move for the year. Absolutely on track with everything we've talked about for the past 6 months or more. So let's look for crude oil. Are we really going to get a breakout move? And I mean, we're talking about a range going back almost 18 months. That's huge. And remember, things like Oxy, right? Occidental Petroleum, now 60.81. We were on that at 56. Or Apache. We were on that at 30. Okay, we're still at 30, but it's there. Patterns everywhere, crude oil price being supported. And then you have stuff like, Baker Hughes. That was another one that we've mentioned. We mentioned a slew of these. And they're very early. These are slow movers, but they're really early and they're deep in these zones. So focus on some of those that we talked about, because crude oil looks like it's ready to finally bust out that move. Yeah, DXY, that was supposed to roll. I mean, DXY, I think we talked about that last time, of looking for that to roll over. Yeah, not that much of a rollover, but come on back down under that 103.40. And look, HSI is down there. So that helps the crypto story. That helps the crude oil, and that'll help the market, okay, as that drops back into the zone. I think your 103.75. Look for the dollar trade under 103.40 before it can confirm anything. That's another reason why Bitcoin's doing what it's doing. It's a subtle drop on dollar index, but it definitely helps. One other, let's quickly go to gold. Haven't looked at that in a while, but I just think always good to peek at that every few sessions. 2000, 2040 area right now, not a heck of a lot going on, but we do think, and it is a shark. This was a shark to a 5.0 and heading back on up, where we get to 2040. Let's look at 2200, 2230 by the end of the year. Gold's not going down. Gold's in a firm uptrend. And it's just pausing. Remember, weekly looks like this. And it's just a matter of time before we do break out. But gold's one of the slowest markets out there. So don't be surprised. I would say something different is happening, like in terms of dollar, contrary dollar assets, things that run opposite to the dollar. If that was to break down, that would then maybe suggest something, but that's just a matter of time. If anything, this looks like it's a high-level accumulation. So, there's the original gold, not the digital gold. But staying with that. Yeah, it's take one final peek at Bitcoin. Yeah, 57,000 folks. So let's see where we come in on Thursday. I think if we're at 62, I'm not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if it's next week. Not surprised. If it's next month, maybe I'm surprised. But the 886 up here is going to happen now. So that's what I have for today. Everyone get over to harmonictrader.com, get your software, get with us. If you have any questions, reach out to me at harmonictrader@gmail.com is my email. Any other questions, I'm happy to answer. We'll see you back on Thursday